Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We're going to be doing a mirror matchup here today. It's going to be Royal here in the top left against Light in the top right. We're on Pantheon, and this is a pretty good matchup. These guys both kind of play similarly. Royal is a big-time optimizer, and I would call Light like a reactive slash optimizer, something like that. Definitely a macro Terran. You know, every optimizer is normally a macro player. I guess that's not 100% true. Mini's an optimizer. He's not really a macro Protoss. But, like... So I guess that would be like a subset of optimizer, right? Optimizer, macro Terran. And this is like a macro Terran who's very good at optimizing. And that sounds like I'm saying the same thing, and it's really not. It is a different flavor. Anyways, whatever. It should be a good matchup. I think when you get two players like that, there's definitely the possibility that we go into a really big macro game. But yeah, you know, here's the thing about Royal as well. He is such an optimizer, and he leans towards macro in most of his games, but he has very aggressive builds too. Like, if you think of, for instance, the season he won ASL, it was mostly based off of highly optimized rushes against Zerg. He played almost all Zerg opponents, played 0 Protoss players, and just crushed face with really good, well-optimized, cheesy builds. So yeah, there's all sorts of different ways to do it. Of course, Light gets aggressive sometimes, but it's not super common. Terran is just not a great race for aggression. I think Protoss and Zerg both are pretty good. Probably Zerg the best at aggression. But, yeah. Terran, generally, you want to roll with the punches a little bit and set up something a little bit later. All right, so Royal scouting down to the bottom left. Both sides, by the way, going for that gas. So probably factory expansions. And, well, I mean... Wait a minute. This was a gas first build. I was so busy talking about Royal and sitting over here. This was literally a gas first build from Light. Okay, that's very rare. So he's going to be doing a 1-base build here, and this is going to be 2-port Wraith almost 100%. Wow, I haven't seen this build in like 6 years. Well, that's not fair. I saw it because Sharp did it against a Zerg player. I think he did against Hero on Monty Hall in the SSL season, a gas first into 3-port Wraith. But for Terran versus Terran, if you're going to do this build, it is 2-port Wraith. And yeah, it's pretty darn strong. Like, if you just make 2 to 3 Marines up here, maybe put a Vulture up there and then go into tank, like, you can do some surprising stuff with that. Now, Royal has started his command center. The 2 Marines are going to be able to push the SCV back, probably. 1-port, 2-port going up. Oh, and by the way, you might be like, why doesn't he go 3-port like Sharp did in the TVZ? Well, at Monty Hall, you can't get attacked. Here, you actually have to make some units. Imagine you're making 3 ports and a Vulture goes in your base. You just insta-lose. You lose like 15 SCVs. So, yeah, you have to make some units. That takes up the minerals that you would have made a 3rd port with. So this is wild to see this. Like, I mean, no one really does this. I remember seeing this build back when I first started playing Remastered again, or when I first started playing Remastered when it came out, and giving it a try a few times, and it was okay. But the metagame has changed a lot since then, so I don't know if this is going to end up working. We have an armory on the way, so this is like as good a counter as you're going to get to what Light's doing. Light has to get this to snowball really quickly in his favor. Okay, this one Vulture tried to get in and got caught, and he takes out the Marine. That was the best choice. He has a barracks floating over here. But when you see someone target the Marine very specifically, sometimes you can be like, oh, that feels like you're going Wraith. Okay, so Siege Tank is out. Siege Tank plus 2 Marines on the high ground should be very safe here. In fact, it looks like he's not even going to bring up the Marines because he doesn't want the Vultures to snipe them. Okay, so now the Wraiths are coming out. This is going to be a very short game, I think. Like, this is just going to get decided because either Light is going to snowball it with the Wraiths, or Royal will literally just make like 4 facts and end the game. Just like he'll have so much that Light will just leave, you know. He might not be able to attack in if there's siege mode, but we'll see about that. So Wraith comes up. He sees that it is kind of a dire situation with the army already done. Yeah, pushes that SCV for a moment and then just flies out. Academy is being made. Yeah, I was going to say that's like the last piece of the puzzle here. Mines are being made as well. So the mines are to stop a siege tank Wraith push. He doesn't... Well, now he knows that it's 2 port. As soon as he saw the 2 additional Wraiths, he knew. But it's actually a pretty common build to go Marine, Tank, Wraith, and attack. Although the attack would have already been coming by now. But yeah, going for mines here makes a lot of sense. And it allows him to utilize his vultures that he had to make early on for like kind of safety purposes. You notice that Light is making Marines. So he is planning the siege tank-based attack. He'll get siege mode just before he goes. And also, he's counting on Royal not getting siege mode for a bit. Like, he probably hopes... Yeah, I was going to say, he probably hopes that Goliath range gets started. Because he's switching off of his Wraiths, basically. Notice how he's just not making them. It's like SCV, Marine, Siege Tank, and Siege mode. He might slip in more Wraiths at some point, but I don't think it's very likely. I think from here, it's like you have them countering you pretty hard, so just try to win the game because you can't really continue on. It's just like you'll be so far behind. So he pulls out after that scan. So already these Wraiths have good kills. 2, 3, 2. So 7 kills on the Wraiths. Same SCV count right now, but of course Royal's going to always be pulling ahead in that. Engineering Bay on the way. But this is actually still real potential for Light. It has to do with how quickly he can get through the minefield because there's no siege. So if he can, like, trigger this minefield, look, see what he's doing? 1 Marine in the front. Wraiths are coming up to help hit. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I think Wraith might... Wraith. Yeah, I think Wraith might get this. Light might get this. Ooh, that was a good mine. That was a good mine. There's no siege mode. Like, he went for the... Goliath range, and that's not going to be the right choice here. Now, he might actually have enough with the SCVs being pulled to just break through this anyways. Yeah, I think he will. The SCV pull definitely a very good choice, and as he breaks through, Wraith will... Wraith. Why I keep calling him Wraith? If anyone should be called Wraith, it should be Bishop. Yeah, but Light will be broken there. Very weird to see him do that all in. He might have just wanted to test it or throw it out there in case he plays against Royal to be like, yeah, this is a build that I have. The thing is, this can catch things off guard. So imagine, for instance, that this was... Because he went 2 factory, no add-ons into armory. That's the quickest armory that you ever get in TVT after a factory expansion. If instead he went like 3 factory vultures, something like that, you know, that's a situation where this would just straight win. Like, he would kill so much with the Wraiths, it would not really be something you could come back from. Having the armory done before the Wraiths gets there is generally, against a 1-base build, generally just going to result in a victory very quickly for you. So, anyways, a fast one, a one-sided one, but it is what it is, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed this fast TVT, the ZVZ speed TVT. Thanks for watching, and we shall see you next time.